What is going on, guys? And welcome to the first edition of the Black and Yellow podcast, where we're talking Raiders and Steel Nation. Of course, if you could see us two right here, you could obviously know which one's the Raider fan and
Yeah.
which one's the Steeler fan.
Uh,
So it's all love though. It's all love in this. This is a unique perspective because I don't think anybody. For me, my two hated teams are the Cowboys and the Patriots. I absolutely despise those teams. Don't have an issue with the Pittsburgh Steelers until I talk to this guy.
no.
Then I have an issue with them. So what's going on, Chase? Man, overdue. Bobcat 50. How are you doing, Chase?
I'm doing good, man. I'm excited for this podcast. We've done a couple, but this one's awesome, especially because it's Steelers and Raiders. Which I same thing. The Raiders have never been the team I've hated. Like I have a lot. Like, I hate the Patriots. I hate the Cowboys. Hate the
Mm-hmm.
Ravens. But like
Yeah.
the Raiders and the Steelers have such a unique history, and I love.
Oh
I
my
think they
God.
meshed together well.
There's such and some hard fought games.
Yeah.
Like I never like growing up. I mean, I've always been a Raider fan since I've been a little lad, but I've had respect for Hines Ward, Troy Polamalu. All the, even Ben Roethlisberger sometimes until he starts raping people. Then I respect for.
God. Yeah, we gotta get dark. Shit.
I know. So listen, guys. I mean, so we're talking Raiders and we're talking Steelers and we're going to talk about a little bit of our draft picks. I'm not too much of a college guy, but I do like some of our draft picks that we got. And then we're going to talk. We're really going to dive into is the NFL schedule for both our teams. Chase. I mean, we got now it's what is it? They added a game to the
Mhm.
season. So what? It's 18 weeks of football, but it's 17 games now until instead of 16.
Yeah, so it's 17 games, 18 weeks. It's weird because I thought at first they were going to add like 2 bye weeks, but they're sticking with just 1 bye week still.
Yeah.
There was rumors that they were going to do 2, give the players more of a break since they're playing more games. But yeah,
Yeah. So let's dive into it, man. I mean, this is going to be a crazy ass season.
I mean
Um,
nuts.
so we'll go with as you guys could see, I have the legacy brick. So if you guys are at Allegiant Stadium and if you guys are over there at Las Vegas, go ahead and take a look at my brick that's laid down over there. It's Machiavelli Just Win Baby, Daniel Martinez. So I'm super happy that I got a legacy brick down over there, laid down over there. Dude, right off the bat though, I don't know how how much the tickets for you guys are. Let's
Yeah,
just, but my God. So this is the first, I think, the first year for us at least, is we're gonna have maybe a full capacity, a crowd this season,
yeah.
and those tickets, I can understand
You got
why
to be
there's
ridiculous
a like pretty much $1,000 for the highest seat possible.
for the nosebleeds.
Yes.
Holy shit! So I've been
Oh,
looking at Steeler games, and I did just get
thousand
really,
dollars.
dude.
$1,000.
And me and my dad did buy tickets last night. I'm going to a Steeler game this year. The
Are
cheapest
you?
ones are like, yeah, I'm
Which
going to a
one?
Steeler game. So them versus the Bengals, week 3.
You
It
you
was kind
picked
of the
the
cheapest one.
Bengals?
Yeah, it was kind of. I wanted early in the season. I wanted one of the first 2 games at home, which was either the Raiders or the Bengals. And I want because I want to see Big Ben play. I'm praying to God he doesn't get hurt because I really want to see him play because he's been
Well,
hurt every game I've gone to. So I'm hoping early, and the Bengals tickets were just a little bit cheaper. And I like Joe Burrow. It's a division matchup, so I thought that's going to be a good.
well, you know what? That's
Gonna be a
true
good game.
because Joe Burrow last season, I thought he played
He's
really
awesome.
well. He
I
played
think
really
he's good.
well with the team that
Yeah.
he had.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going big. Well, for me, I want to go to. Of course, you guys know I want to go to a game in Las Vegas. I'll be actually
Yeah.
in Vegas next month, but that's for like a whole different issue. I'll be going for a wedding. But for $1,000 nosebleed seats, I think I have my luck maybe next year in a couple of years.
Yeah.
But I already made up my mind. My birthday is that Thanksgiving week. I will be going to the Cowboys versus Raiders games. So I'll be going to flying to Dallas. I got
So
it. I
you're
got
gonna
it. Got it.
You're gonna do the Dallas one?
I'm gonna do the Dallas one on Thanksgiving. I just think it's such a crazy, a unique Thanksgiving game. I've always wanted to see Dallas versus Raiders. You got Carr versus Dak if Dak doesn't get injured. It's a great matchup, and then the stadium over there is supposed to be phenomenal. So I would love to see
Yeah.
check out Dallas' stadium too, and then eventually maybe if I win big money next month in Vegas. Yeah, maybe I'll be able to comp some tickets over there. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping to go. If I do, I'm hoping to go to a Bears versus Raiders game this season.
My buddy just said in my chat saying that if he went to go see a Raider game, he'd waste all his money on strip clubs. which is the dangerous thing now about Raiders, man. You go to a Raider game, you're not only
You could
spending
do
money on
both.
that game.
Oh yeah,
You're spending so much money in Vegas. Like,
so you get a
Vegas,
nosebleed seat for $1,000, and then you're spending $1,000
Yeah.
just on the strip club alone. So
Yeah.
you're spending like at least $3 to $4 grand on a weekend
Yeah.
of Vegas, man.
You're spending a lot.
A
And
lot.
I was you asked me to go, and I was really wanting to almost because that I just wanted to go to Vegas. I was like, God, that'd be so much fun to go to Vegas and to see that new stadium and everything. I wanted to go.
Stadium's glorious. I'm gonna go check it out when I'm down there. But
Yeah.
it's very, very pricey, and then I think that's what all the Raider Nation's talking about. But it's kind of understandable because last year there was no crowd. It was the first year of the new stadium, so there was really no revenue coming in. So it kind of makes sense that the prices would be this high. What's nuts is we got a nightclub up in there.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, there's a nightclub up in there. Yeah.
How do you feel John Gruden feels about that? Like, John Gruden's got to be like, what the hell? Like, wants to focus on football. He's such a tough coach and stuff like that. I feel like he's got to be annoyed by that.
He's got to be annoyed because the player, the so much shit that the players can get into, right? Like, look at Josh Jacobs getting in that car wreck the other day.
Yeah. Did he really? I didn't know about that.
Not the other day. Couple months back.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think they said that he was going to be like a DUI, but it wasn't. Like, there's the whole story didn't come out. I think so. No. But Josh Jacobs is fine. But it's shit like that, You do have players who like to drink, who like to gamble, and who like to play high roller, high rollers at the table. So let's get into it. Okay, well, I'll start off first, and then we'll go to you on your first game. We have a Monday night game against the Ravens. So it's Derek Carr versus Lamar Jackson and Hollywood Brown over there. So what I like is that what I didn't like was that we got rid of a lot of our good offensive line players. But what I did like was we totally just revamped our defense. We got Ngakwe. We brought back Carl Joseph. Carl Joseph, I think, if he doesn't get cut, he's still young. He's like 27 or something like that. Yeah. He's been with the Raiders before. He was with the Browns for, I think, one season, and that was their winning season. He's a good guy to have in that locker room and to really have on that team, to have that veteran kind of caliber. So Monday night, Raiders versus Ravens. Chase, I think so I'm an honest Raider fan. So this is the first test with the defense, especially with Lamar Jackson, carrying the ball. Yeah. This dude could one hit
move insane. As a Steeler fan, I know the Ravens very, very well. Like I hate them with a passion. I'll definitely be rooting for the Raiders. That's 100% sure.
Big play. I think the Raiders, though, I think they end up falling by a little bit on this one, just because they need to gel, just because the defense needs
that time.
Time. We got a new defensive coordinator. Thank God, Paul Gunther is out. I said last season, get this man out of here. I do not know why John Gruden waited so long. It was the only good game he had, even though they put a lot of points up against us, was against KC. So with Lamar Jackson, this is Gus Bradley's first time, and he was with the Chargers, and now he's coming with the Raiders. So I think I'm going to be very curious to see how that defensive line is, because my boy Max Crosby is my favorite Raider on the team. Yeah, and I think that defensive line could be a monster. It can be. That's a possibility.
If it can open up its first week and find a way to slow Lamar Jackson down, which is possible, because the Steelers do. The Steelers have had no issue with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson has not been a problem. Like even his MVP season, the Steelers handled him beautifully. Like he has issues against Steelers, and I think it starts at the defensive line. If you can contain him, if you can get him throwing off his back foot, he's easy to deal with. And a lot of it does depend on the middle linebacker. I don't know about you guys, the middle linebacker, but
Corey Littleton was horrible last season, but I like Nick Krasowski. I always say his name wrong, but he's great. He came from the Bears, I believe. He was fantastic last season. He had this one-handed interception that was dope as fuck.
Yeah.
So exactly, if they contain Lamar Jackson, so our defensive, we got Farrell in there as well. He didn't get as much sacks as Max Crosby, but what he did was he pressured a lot. So I could see the containment could be there, and you're absolutely right. If they're able to contain Lamar Jackson and he doesn't go for big plays, he can still throw the ball at some moments, but his biggest weakness is throwing the ball at some moments.
It's throwing the ball. Yeah. You get him to pass, and you're like, okay, it's fine. If you're not letting him run around you in miles, just let him pass. He'll throw incompletions. He'll throw a few interceptions. Like it might be because of his wide receivers. Everyone thinks it's his wide receivers, but
yeah, I don't think they really got any big help off the offseason too. I don't think they really got a big time.
Their first round draft pick was one of them was there's only one. They got a wide receiver in the draft who's supposed to be pretty good, but I don't know. He could end up being bust.
Free agencies, they haven't really. If I were them, I would give Julio Jones.
They tried. Yeah, Julio Jones is. I just saw today. Like Julio Jones said today to Shannon Sharp on the show, I am not going to be a Falcon. So he is up for ANC if any team can get him. And I think the Ravens are one of those teams that desperately need him.
Yeah, they need a big time wide receiver. And the Raiders do. The Raiders kind of need a big guy too. But I think Brian Edwards he's a guy I really liked last season when we picked him up on he was a rookie, but then he got injured. But he's a guy that I could see could really take off this season. It's just gonna depend on if they develop that good. Like Henry Ruggs. Henry Ruggs had flashes.
Everyone says Henry Ruggs is supposed to take that step up this season and be the number one on that team, and I'm curious to see what he does.
Well, with this Ravens matchup, I am absolutely. This guy was praised, but then they turned on him because of some of the stupid plays he made. You guys got to understand that was like his rookie. That was technically his rookie season last season. That's Jonathan Abrams. Jonathan Abrams is a hell of a player. The dude has a motor. He does need to watch out when he's like hitting on his shoulder to not injure himself. But this guy, I heard in his OTAs, he's been phenomenal so far. He's been learning. I think he's a smart cat, and I think he's gonna give the Ravens if everything is what I'm hearing good. I think he's gonna give the Ravens some problems too, because they could use this is kind of a specialty kind of guy. You bring him in on a blitz. He's not. Hopefully his coverage has and his assignments he's able to learn from last season. So, but I still have the Ravens winning by just maybe. The Raiders like to play close games like this. Last season I said they'd beat the Saints. They beat the Saints. They didn't have Michael Thomas on the Saints, and Drew Brees. That was his last year. But that was a huge win. I would love a huge win to start off, but I'm going to say that the Ravens beat them by either a touchdown or 3 points.
Yeah, I would say the Ravens probably win that game, and it's mostly because the Ravens in September when they start off the season, they start off really, really hot. Especially Lamar Jackson, they tend to have a blowout win within the first 1 or 2 weeks, typically like a blowout win in each week. I think the Raiders will put up a fight because I do think the Raiders are underestimated at times.
Yes,
and I think they'll put up a fight, but I gotta give it to the Ravens on that one.
All right, so let's move on to the Steel City over there at Pittsburgh. Who we got?
Yeah.
One?
When we got a matchup, we got the Bills. We got the Buffalo Bills.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good first matchup right there. That's a scary one for you guys.
It sucks, man. We've lost them, I think, the last 2 seasons in a row. But I love the Bills. I actually really do like the Bills as a football team. So I do love them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love when the Steelers play them because I feel like it's just a great matchup in general. I do see Allen. I see Big Ben and Josh Allen a lot. I think I think he's the young version of Big Ben, so I've been a big fan of him. So I think it's always an interesting matchup to have old Big Ben versus kind of young new Big Ben, and it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be a tough matchup, but that's going to be like kind of an assessment to see how our season's going to go. Like if we can put up a fight, maybe try to get a win, I think we'll will be solid. But if we get blown out, that'll, because it's really hard to estimate the Steelers this offseason. There's been so many moves, some good, a lot of bad, a lot of good. It's like, what are we going to look like next season with a new offensive coordinator and a new running back? I think the biggest thing every Steeler fan's looking at, especially in the first game and stuff like that, is going to be Najee Harris. Mm-hmm. And the Bills are a tough match. Well, yeah, they're a tough matchup for first week. I think they tend to have a good defensive line. I felt like last year they did struggle a little bit, but they do tend to have a tough defensive line. And Najee Harris is going to be tested week 1 to see if he can do it.
Well, what I was super surprised was Juju coming back to the team for 1 year?
For 1 year. Yeah.
That was the surprising factor to me.
Yes.
To me, it's going to be interesting on your defense, too. You still have TJ Watt, who's a monster, who's a beast. I'm surprised JJ Watt didn't go over there.
I know. I was like kind of hoping, kind of not. Like I didn't want to pay him, but I'm like, God, he would have been cool to have.
Yeah. The Bills is a tough matchup, man. It just really depends if the Bills are done with their honeymoon phase, or if they're legit or not. This is going to be depend if they're legit or not. This game.
I think they're legit. I'm all in on the Bills. I would even almost pick them for a Super Bowl run this year, and because I know, and I think the biggest issue that we're going to have with the Bills is the same issue we had last year. We could not stop Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs was a huge problem for us, and this year we kind of lost some secondary help. So I don't know what we're going to do about Stephon Diggs, if we can stop him or not. That's going to be our biggest issue with trying to win this game is, can we stop Stephon? Can we, keep him contained? Because we could not keep him contained last year.
So score on that game. What do you think this, or what are you guys over or under 7 points? What's going on?
Realistically, I'm a realist too. I think the Steelers lose that game. I don't think they get blown out. The Steelers just don't. They put up a fight, and especially against the Bills and stuff. I think they'll go like maybe 3. Give them 3 or 4 points down under the Bills.
Okay,
that's what I think.
So both our teams going 0-1 for the first season, or the first game. I'm sorry.
For the first game, yeah.
For the first game. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard. It just depends, because the Bills, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how because their defense. I want to see how good their defense is going to be next season too.
Their defense struggled a little bit last year. Like that was the thing that was it was weird because their defense was supposed to be good and they kind of struggled. But at the end of the day, their offense was so good and they had enough defensive help that it kind of worked.
I think I'll go Bills too. I'll go Bills. Brown. I'm going to give them 2 touchdowns. I'm going to say that it's going to be a close game throughout, but then they're going to kind of pull away a little bit. Maybe a couple of mistakes from Ben. Maybe who's your guys' running back right now?
So that's what I was saying. Our biggest thing we have to see week 1 is Najee Harris. He is our first round. Yeah. He is our first round pick. It is up to him on whether or not we have a season or not. If he is not the guy we think he is, this season's going to go to shit. It's going to be just like the last 5 games of last year. No run game, and it's going to throw away. So Najee Harris is our running back.
Well, James Conner was really kind of a letdown last season for you guys.
Huge letdown. But it's not really – it wasn't all his fault. Our offensive issue was – our biggest offensive issue was offensive coordinating and kind of our offensive line. Our offensive line struggled a lot last year, especially in the run blocking game. They didn't get any push. No push. And then offensive coordinator, dude, man, he was dreadful, dude. He called the same 7 plays over and over and over again. His run plays were just boring and super predictable. I mean, I remember the playoff game against the Browns. We have a 3rd-and-1 situation.
Whew, that was a game.
That was a game. I don't want to talk about it that much, but we go on 3rd-and-1. We hand it off straight to Derek Watt, our fullback, and he gets the first down. It was a good play, good call. It worked. 2 plays later, we're at the same position, 3rd-and-1. They line up, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, I see them do a little move. The tight end makes a move, and I'm like, they're about to run the same damn play they just ran 2 plays ago. They're about to run the same damn play. I called it. Not being I've never been a coach, never been a guy that's knows the plays too well. I was like, they're about to do the same damn play, and what do? The same exact play, And of course, the Browns read it perfectly and demolish them. It was horrible, horrible offensive coordinating.
Well, it sounds like some of our play calling in our red zone. In the red zone, we just play so many
Yeah,
dumb decisions on, like either. I mean, we have Josh Jacobs, of course, but if you're gonna do a pass play, you better do. So Kenyon Drake,
yeah.
I mean, we got Josh Jacobs. Even if he's a little winded or just needs to sit out, I think this kid Kenyon Drake, I think it's gonna be a heavily run game, and I think he's gonna wear that defense down, man. We got a 1-2 hitter right there.
I think
Depending on what happens on the Ravens game and how much momentum we build on that, we're gonna see if Henry Ruggs and Brian Edwards and even Renfro could really step it up in this game. But I think we're gonna beat you guys, honestly.
I don't know, man. Because here's the thing: like your defense will wear
Hmm.
out quicker than our defense. Because if Najee Harris is what we think he is, and he's a young dude, and he's the first running back taken in the draft, he is quick, he's explosive, he can jump, he can catch. If this dude is the next Le'Veon Bell, like a lot of Steeler fans want him to be, he is. I mean, even if he doesn't end up being that great, it's going to be a second game. He's going to be all into it. This dude's young, he's healthy. He's going to cause that defense trouble. And I believe if the Steelers can get the running game going, that's going to make our passing game even better. We have three phenomenal wide receivers.
So that's the
And
that's I think our defense can go against your young buck because our defense is young. Our defense is really
yeah,
young. But you got me on that one. So the passing on you guys is for it's always been an issue with our secondary. Our
yeah,
secondary was so trash has been trash since 2002 or I should say
yeah,
2003. This is where it I could see Steelers winning if the secondary is that bad because Ben Roethlisberger likes to throw those fucking deep throws.
yeah,
He's taking a play out of our playbook. So
yeah.
that's why I think the offense, Derek Carr and the offense, has to be on it that game because it's kind of like the Kansas City game. They got to be going back to back if our secondary is that.
Yeah.
I always say every year, if our defense is terrible, if it's trash, there's no point of going to the playoffs, or we're not going to make the
Don't really do
playoffs
anything. Yeah.
because the defense is garbage. And the reason why our defense is garbage is last year was everything. The whole defense was terrible. A couple years
Yeah.
back, it was mostly like the secondary, but it's always been the secondary who's cost us games. So you're right. I mean, you got Juju. Oh, dude, you got Claypool. I love
Claypool
Claypool.
and
He's a
Deontay Johnson.
I don't like
Deontay
him
Johnson.
as a person, but as a player, he's a beast.
You don't like Claypool as a person?
Oh no, he talks too much, too
He
much,
talks a
too much.
lot of trash. They talked a
It's
lot
too
of
much.
trash. Yeah.
But I will say that yeah, you do got some weapons on there. So if our secondary
Yeah.
can't keep up with you guys,
Again, a
it's gonna
lot
be
of
a
this
long
does.
day.
Yeah, a lot of this does depend on our new offensive coordinator. I believe his name is Matt Canada. I know his
Hmm.
last name's Canada, but like it's
Nice.
it's. I know it's
Claypool
cool.
likes him.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm just like if we can. People are writing us off. People do believe the Steelers will be dead last in this division. People think the Steelers are done. Um, it's to me like I don't. There's a lot to hope for because if this guy, we have so many weapons on that offense. If this guy can simply just write the playbooks and write the playbook well, we will succeed. I still believe in Ben Roethlisberger's ability to throw the ball. I still, I believe in Mike Tomlin as a coach. I like our wide receiving core. It's
Mike
extremely
Tomlin's
talented.
always a great coach.
He is. He is. Like I said, I don't think if Ben Roethlisberger's healthy, we're going into week 2. I just don't see them making us go 0-2. I just don't. I see them being like, there's no way they're going to go 0-2 on that season. But the way I see the Raiders winning is Ben Roethlisberger does have a losing record against the Raiders. We have lost against the Raiders more times than we should have.
So Ben is like slower. So
Yeah.
his ability to get out of the pocket and extend plays, that's starting to go. That's gone. So the Raiders, this is where the showcase of this new defensive line could really tear you guys apart with Ngakwe, Max Crosby, Farrell. You have those guys are going to be the meat and potatoes of that defensive line, but you're going to have pushes too in the middle, linebacker blitz maybe. I'm going to be interested to see what Gus Bradley calls and what kind of things are going to happen here. But if Ben has to extend, it's game over, Chase.
I'll say this. There's a big issue, and it's good that you're getting this early because the Steelers' biggest thing that I've taken this offseason and where we might struggle is offensive line has completely changed, and we have a new offensive line going to the season. We have no idea what it's going to look like.
We're in the same boat. We're in the same boat.
We are.
We lost 2 of our vets.
Dude, we lost Marquise Pouncey, the best center of the decade.
He retired, right?
He retired, yeah. And then we lost Alejandro Villanueva on the left tackle, who he wasn't phenomenal last season, so but he's been a Pro Bowl lineman for a couple of years. We literally only have
Hudson.
Yeah, I listened to a interview with Mike Mayock. I forget who. I think it was Rich Eisen was talking to him. And
I was listening to that too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he's just saying he wants to make the line younger. He wants to make it more young, which there's benefits to it. They might be quicker on the pool, and so we'll see how that works out. But if the Raiders do have a defense line like you're thinking, that's where they could cause problems. Is you get to Big Ben, he can't break tackles like he used to. Last season Ben threw every play like. It took him less than 2 seconds to throw the ball. Like he was getting the ball out of his hands extremely fast.
Which you got to do in the league.
Yeah, you do. And he was doing it faster than anybody.
I think Aaron Rodgers might be faster than that. I think Rodgers is faster. Yeah.
But not from last season. Last season was just ridiculously like how fast they're getting the ball out. And it wasn't necessarily a good thing because they did not have any deep threat. They would do the same 5-yard pass play. But so we didn't have that many sacks last season, but every time it seemed like he did hold on to the ball for longer than 2 seconds, there was pressure in his face. That was the thing.
I think you guys – I honestly think you guys are like – this is it, man. I think this is the year because, they're bringing a lot of questions where if Ben was going to come back or not.
Yeah.
This is it. This is, I think, Ben's last chance because if it doesn't happen this year – your whole organization is going to look to rebuild, to look for a future quarterback. You got talent. You still have talent. I mean, we're going to see. We're going to see what you still got. Watt. You still for a year. Juju. I think he might leave after this year if things don't pan out.
If Ben's not there, it depends on how much they're willing to pay him. We do have the largest cap space next season, but he loves Ben. That's why he's staying, which was an awesome thing for him to do because. He was offered from both the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs either the same or the more money, and he chose to stay with the Steelers because he loves Big Ben.
I think the Jets offered him quite a bit of sum of money too.
Yeah, but that screw the Jets. He could have been with Patrick Mahomes. Like he could have been with Pat Mahomes in Kansas City making a Super Bowl run. And he chooses to be with the Steelers. That was the coolest thing ever. People were hating on him. I thought he was gone. I was like, screw him, he's gone. But when he chose to stay, I was like, good for him, man.
It was the TikTok videos, man. It was the TikTok videos, and it was his head nod in the game last
season.
Yeah,
I know. It is annoying.
So it's I'm gonna say we beat you by 3. I think this game it's crazy that it's week 2 that we're already getting a Raiders and Steelers matchup. Usually that's like week 5 or 4. I I'm. This is the telling game, right? This is like if we both go 0-1 into this game, like somebody's gonna come out of this 0-2.
Oh, two,
Uh,
yeah.
but this is, I think, going to be the telling of like, okay, where the season's kind of like what the strengths are, what the weaknesses are, because we'll have 2 games under the belt, and we'll really see like, okay, we both have offensive line questions on both our sides, both the teams. We have also just quarterback questions, honestly. Like, where's Derek Carr going to be at in this game? Is he going to be, because this guy's efficient, but the main issue with Derek Carr and with a game like this is he needs to take more chances and not be
Yeah.
too afraid to extend this play. He's sometimes he's too tense when he's in
Yeah.
the pocket. I appreciate the fact that he's not making that many dumb decisions.
Yeah.
I hopefully his damn fumbles has been cleaned up. I think he had 8 fumbles last season, maybe
Jesus.
more. In
Yeah.
for a quarterback, insane. So I'm gonna say by 3. What do you think? What do you think the score is going to be, Chase?
I say the Steelers win by 4 or 7.
Four
I think
seven.
the Steelers. I think the Steelers will win that game. I think the Steelers will come out hot, and they'll come off a bad loss to the Bills, and they'll come out firing week
Yeah,
2 to put up a fight. I think they'll put up a fight. I think they'll want to show people they got it.
I would love for the Raiders to beat the Ravens and go 1-0 in this game, but I don't know. We'll see. We're just gonna have to see that one. All right. So game
my
game.
my friend right now, I don't know what the hell he's typing in my chat. He said no more chocolate sauce in his car. Derek Carr will go in his car. It's because he doesn't like balls. What are you saying, dude? I don't know what he's
That
saying.
was. I think he was trying to throw a car joke in there, but
I don't
I
know.
don't get the balls and the syrup.
I don't know.
I don't know.
He
That was
made me
interesting.
laugh. He made me laugh.
Um,
You know,
speaking,
I'm from the same. Me and him, me and my buddy here, we're both from Bakersfield, and Derek Carr's from my hometown, so I always root for Derek Carr. By the way, always root for him. I like him.
Carr's such a likable guy. It's just we want for Raider Nation. It's frustrating because we're there. We're like kind of
Yeah,
on the bubble of getting into the play. We've been to the playoffs, but Carr didn't lead. Carr got injured before that.
yeah, yeah.
But we're
He
just
got
like
in,
kind of right there to turn it around.
and ever since that injury, he's never been the same. That injury, he
No,
was having
yeah,
a great season. Like he looked like the guy, and then he got injured,
got
and he was
that's
terrible for a
that's
season or two.
that's why it's
Yeah,
still you still see it when he's in the pocket and you still see it when he's running and it's like 4th down, just sling it, dude. But the guy
yeah,
throws it out of balance and like it's 4th down, man. What are you doing? So
yeah.
all right, Chase. So Steelers, their game. What's the game 3 on your guys' schedule?
So game 3 is the one I am going to. It's the Bengals versus the Steelers.
Bengals versus
Bengals.
Steelers. So I'm. This is a now that you said Burrow but they don't. His wide receivers are pretty. I don't know if it's because of Burrow too, but the wide
They
receivers
did
are
get
pretty
Chase.
solid.
Yeah, they got the number 1 wide receiver in the draft. They went out and got Chase to get more. The issue is they don't have any line.
What's
TJ
up?
Watt
What's
will.
up, Torres? Welcome in. Welcome to the chat. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
freaking
They have no offensive line.
yeah. The Bengals is a good match. That's gonna be. I think if Burrow's in there, like they always have a chance to. They have a fighting chance,
I
basically.
like Burrow. I think he's a good. That's the thing that scares me about our division is like, man, we're looking at 3 Heisman Trophy winners
Shit, dude.
and we
If
have to and
Rodgers
we
go to the Broncos, we got Mahomes. We might get
yeah,
Rodgers in there, and that
and you have Herbert. Yeah.
Herbert from the Chargers is no joke. That dude
Oh, he's
is
good. He's
solid.
See, that's the thing.
I knew he was gonna be solid when I watched that Hard Knocks episode and he was throwing the passes into
Yeah.
the little hole thing or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like you could just kind of tell for this kid like this guy's
He's
good.
so much fun to watch. But the Chargers
Accurate.
always suck. No matter how good their quarterback is, they always find a way to lose. Bengals
Uh,
defense do suck.
yeah, the Bengals defense, and I don't think they really helped their cause either. I think the Browns did a
No.
better job with their
I
defense
still think the
than
Bengals have so far to go. But Burrow is he's the guy they need to figure out how to build around. If they can figure it out, yeah. So they
I
just
think the Steelers got it. I think
yeah,
the
I think
Steelers
so too.
because also you got to take account of experience,
Yeah.
and the Steelers know how to win games. And Burrow, I just don't think that team is there yet. It's
very dangerous.
Yeah,
But
but this year, no.
no,
I don't
I
think
don't
this
like
year
that.
that
I'm not a fan of Tua either, though.
Tua,
At that
yeah.
quarterback, I'm not a fan. I just don't think he's going to make it. I could be
Guy's all
wrong.
too
You could prove me
cocky.
wrong. Yeah, I don't like his style of football. I think you guys won that game. I'll give it 20. I'll go like the 20, like 14, 2013 score.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that score actually a lot.
yeah,
Okay, so what are we on? Game 4? Yeah, we're
yeah.
on game 4. Okay, who you guys got?
We go to Lambeau Field to play the Packers.
That just depends
If
on if Aaron Rodgers is
if
on the
Aaron
team.
Rodgers is there,
If Aaron Rodgers is on the team, I think
hey, we could be
I think
playing.
Packers got that.
We could be playing against Derek Carr then, clean, a trade with the
Oh, that's
Raiders.
not gonna happen. As much as I want that to happen, if Aaron Rodgers is on the team,
Aaron,
we're Super Bowl bound. If
yeah,
Derek Carr is just, we have to see. But
I don't think Aaron Rodgers would be happy traded to the Raiders, but
no, he said
yeah.
one of the teams he wants to be in was the
Really,
Raiders.
the Raiders? Okay.
Think about it. He does have wide receiver talent, and he's got
Yeah,
John Gruden.
Yeah.
John Gruden.
That could work.
John Gruden and Rich Gannon worked well together. I think.
Yeah.
I think Aaron Rodgers and John Gruden will work. You know what? Aaron Rodgers has a little bit of Rich Gannon in him. I think he'll bicker back at John, but it'd be like a nice relationship, I should say, a winning formula. But
Yeah.
if Rodgers, this one's a hard one because it is
hard.
the factor of Rodgers. I mean, if Rodgers is on that team, the Packers absolutely could win that game. If Rodgers is out that team, she Steelers got it all the way. It's an easy win.
Their backup quarterback, Jordan Love. I went to high school with that dude, so he's from my high school. And so, I mean, I want to see how he does. I don't, I'm rooting for him too. I don't think he's gonna make it either in the NFL, but I don't know. I don't know. We haven't seen anything of him, so who knows?
They're doing what they did with Rodgers when Favre was starting. They're giving Jordan Love time.
Shouldn't. Yeah, they shouldn't though, because Aaron Rodgers still got years left. He just had an MVP season.
Oh yeah,
this dude's got years left. Like, do not plan.
If I'm the
GM,
I'm like, no, Rodgers, what do you need, man?
Yeah.
I don't go. I tell at least Rodgers, like, listen, I'm gonna draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
When they drafted Love, I tell him that communication is everything.
Yeah.
And then go like, listen, I'm drafting a quarterback here because I believe in this kid.
Because they like Jordan Love, because they think he can be a guy in the future.
But next draft, we're gonna get you the weapons or free agency. Just let us. I'm just letting you know, man. But you're still our guy until you're ready to retire.
And my buddy in the group in my chat right now, he knew Jordan Love too. He played baseball with him. He's saying he's a real good guy and stuff like that. So us Bakersfield guys, I don't know. That could be.
He's a dick. No, I'm just kidding.
I've heard some
we
things,
know,
but the people that I've known that know him, seem to like him.
He's a kid. He's a guy. We all have our moments.
Yeah, so he's got people who love him, some people that hate him. But yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Like Aaron Rodgers, I think that pick, whenever he was drafted by the Packers, because that night I was watching to see where he was going to go, I was like, this is great for him because he can learn from Aaron Rodgers, but this is also like, this is going to piss Aaron Rodgers off, and I don't think the Packers made the right choice.
They did not.
Because they didn't. They should have gotten.
I love how we're supposed to talk about the matchup, but it just went straight to Aaron Rodgers.
That's all everyone's talking about.
That's the hard time at some of like Mike Zero, whatever his name is on YouTube. He's a great guy. He's a great content creator. He's so done talking about Aaron Rodgers, but you can't help. This is a big deal. This is guys.
If he leaves, it's huge.
MVP of last season.
It's going to change everything. It's going to change everything.
Last season. It's
any
pretty much
team that gets him. Any team that gets him is Super Bowl odds. Just there, it's their Super Bowl. They're Super Bowl contenders.
And you could say that it was some Aaron Rodgers sometimes doesn't take the blame on himself. I think he had he came back, but I think he didn't have a really good game last the final game of last in the playoffs.
The playoffs,
yeah, he missed. He had some golden chances and he missed them. But he's still a fantastic. He's an MVP, and if it just depends on the team he goes to. Like Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay, smartest move in the world. So we're gonna scratch that. All right, we're gonna just say we're gonna scratch. We're gonna go up in the air. We don't know yet because we don't know. It just really depends on Aaron Rodgers. But let's just say Aaron Rodgers gets traded because it kind of looks like it.
I think he'll stay, but we'll say he gets traded.
If he stays, do you think you guys got a chance?
We have a chance. I think if he stays,
win or no?
But it's definitely going to be harder. Had good before. I I'll say yes. I think we have a better defense than them, and I think our defense will.
Oh yeah, you guys.
I think our defense will be
Who?
will be trouble for them. Well, TJ Watt will cause issues to Aaron
What's the
Rodgers.
score?
It's gonna be close. Like it's got to be like 27, 24. It's gonna be
Okay.
high scoring, 30 maybe to 27. It's gonna be high scoring. I think. I think even though our defense is a little bit better, they're still gonna score.
I'll go. I don't like you guys matchup against. Even though the Packers defense is, it's never Raven style or even
No,
49ers.
no.
But if Rodgers is there, I'll go 24-21 Packers. Just
Okay,
because Devontae
that's fair.
Adams.
Because it can go either way. I
Yeah,
think it can go either
it's a
way,
close game.
100%.
It's a close
Yeah,
game for sure, though. But I'll
yeah,
go Packers on this one. I won't be surprised though if the Steelers take that game.
yeah,
So with us, we get our divisional rivals, and that's the Chargers. This
yeah,
is last season was fucking heart attack because I made bets the first game with the Raiders and Chargers, and it went down to the wire. I think these games with the Chargers in these next coming years are going to go down to the wire because this quarterback they have
yeah.
is just a freaking monster, and you just gotta watch out for this kid. But I think the Raiders. I think when we get back to the Chargers, I think it's going to be a split. So I think we're going to win one. I think the Chargers are going to win one. I think it's
Okay.
going to be the same thing like last season. So I think the Raiders are going to take this one. This is going to be another close nail biter. I'm going to say. I think it's going to be a high scoring game, honestly. So I'm going to say 30-27. I think the defenses. I think the quarterbacks are going to come to play on this one. So it's going to be kind of like the KC game a little bit. Down to the wire, maybe a field goal at the end by the Raiders. And then next, I'll already talk about the next game. Then I'll say that the next game though, with the Chargers versus Raiders, I think they get us. They get us another close game though, but they get us maybe. We'll go. We'll go. I don't think it's gonna be a high scoring game the second time around. We'll go. We'll go 24-17 Chargers on the second game. So it'll be an even split on that one. But because I like this kid. This quarterback from the Chargers.
Justin Herbert, dude, he's good.
He's really good. But the Chargers the first game for sure because Gus Bradley's gonna want to freaking
Yeah,
take out. You know what? Maybe I'll say it won't be a high scoring game. Maybe I'll knock a couple points off the Chargers because I think Gus Bradley knows in the little in and outs and stuff.
yeah. I think you guys split too. Yeah, I think
I'll,
you guys
I'll,
split
I'll
those
go.
games.
I'll go split, but it's going to be an
Yeah,
entertaining game. I think it's a great rivalry between the. I just hate that they're in LA. It'd be great if
yeah.
they were back to San Diego. But I think
It's a sad team.
yeah, I think the Raiders split with the Chargers. So
Yeah.
who do you guys got next?
So next we got the Broncos. We go against the Broncos in the division. I mean, this is assuming they don't get Aaron Rodgers and they keep with Drew Lock.
Yeah,
I mean, I
we'll
think
say Drew Lock is on the team right now.
they caused. Did we play them last year? I think it was last year. They caused us trouble. They seem to cause us trouble when we play them, but I think we still. I think it's a win. I think it's a clear win. I think it's.
I don't think the Broncos are going to be good this season.
I don't think so either. I go like 27,
With Drew
20.
Lock, I don't think so.
I'm sorry. I go 27, like 14 or 17. I don't think the Steelers defense will let them get over 20 points.
Who's their wide receiver they drafted last year? I can't remember his name.
Jerry Jeudy was last year.
Yeah. I think he
Yeah.
gets better this season for sure.
He gets better, and they also have Cortland Sutton, who was hurt all last season. I drafted him in
Yeah.
fantasy, and I was big on him because
Yeah.
he's really good.
But the defense is not good.
No, the defense is it's lost its
It's not that great.
it's lost it. Yeah, it's lost its lust that it used to have. I think they're getting Von Miller back. I think I'm not sure.
Oh, that dude! Yeah, with all the
But
troubling allegations with this guy, and
Yeah,
I just think the
I don't
Broncos
know.
are not there right now.
No, I think they're last in your division for sure.
Yeah, I don't. I still think they have a sad season this season. So,
Yeah,
yeah, I see you
All right.
guys winning that easily. Honestly,
Yeah.
For score with Steelers and Broncos, I would go. I'll go 24-10.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Like it.
24-10. Steelers. So this is oh man, I can't wait for this matchup. This is a great one. I think we actually are going to win this game because we have I forget who's the quarterback for the Chicago Bears though.
So it's tricky right now because Andy is
Oh,
probably going
he
to be the
did.
starter. He's
Uh-huh.
probably going to be the starter, but they drafted Justin Fields in the draft, and he
That's
will.
true.
And most likely they'll get tired of Andy Dalton and they will switch to Justin Fields, and it's just
Yeah,
going to be. We'll see what Justin Fields can do because the thing with the Bears is they have what they
a
need to be a
defense.
content. They have a
They got a
defense. They
defense.
have little bit of offensive like talent with Allen Robertson and Tariq Cohen and stuff.
He's still on that team. Can you believe that? He wanted out
I know
in
he
the
did, but they
beginning of that
franchise
season.
his ass. Yeah, they
He's
franchise
such,
tagged his ass.
I wanted him. I wanted him on the Raiders. He's such a
He would have
great
been
talent.
great. I would have liked
He
him too.
he would
He's
have been
good.
amazing. That's a great
But
piece to have in
you
any
can
team.
if Justin Fields plays well, he could have a season. He can have a really good season, and
I think
maybe
he's still a rookie though. He's still like
yeah,
I feel like
he's
rookies. I don't know. I feel like the rookies class these newer generations
yeah.
they need development. You know.
It
The
depends.
Raiders
Yeah,
play good against the Bears. They usually do play good. Khalil
yeah,
Mack, the last matchup, it's a different offensive line. Here's the problem that I have with this matchup is the offensive line is good. So many questions. But
yeah,
Khalil Mack, nowhere to be seen on car at all last matchup. So,
yeah,
and then I think the defense really starts gelling together and really starts playing really good football. So I think Gus Bradley has a good plan. I think John Gruden has a good scheme against the Bears. So I
yeah,
see the Raiders taking this game for sure. Even though my friend's a Bears fan, fuck the Bears. I'm just playing with
yeah.
him, Cherry. But no, I miss Khalil Mack. I wish he was on our team still. But you're right. There's a lot of good. Oh man, the Bears just need that quarterback, right?
They need the quarterback.
I think this is still not the season for that. And even if they do get Fields in there, even with Andy Dalton, I think the defense will be okay against the Bears. So
Yeah,
I'm going to go Raiders against Bears. I'm going to say the Raiders take care of business. I'm going to say things start clicking. So I think there's going to be a couple injuries on the offensive line when we start going. There's always injuries, always injuries.
yeah,
We got Incognito. We brought him back, which is great. We got Richie back, but you remember he went down on an injury last season that took him out, and
yeah,
I think he gets injured again. So we got some backup offensive linemen. But these guys, a lot of these guys are either playing on their second year or they're a rookie. You know, we got our new guy, our new offensive. I think he's going to be a guard or tackle coming in. But I think they gel. I think they take care of business. I think Derek Carr throws the rock pretty quick. I think Ruggs. I think Ruggs has a good game this one, and we'll see the development of Brian Edwards. So I'm going to go Raiders versus Bears. Raiders beat the Bears 21-17.
I'm gonna go opposite. I kind of like Justin Fields with the Bears. I think it might be. I think Justin Fields is going to start by this time. I think they're already going to be tired of Andy Dalton, and they're going to get him in because Matt Nagy needs to win games. And I think Justin Fields will, being the running quarterback he is, like a lot of these fast moving quarterbacks, they'll have that start where they just light up the team and they just win, and people are like, "Holy shit, look at this guy." I'm going to say that Justin Fields is starting by that game. This is assuming that he's going to start, and I think he takes down the Raiders. I'm going to say like 24-21 Bears.
I'm going to
That's
say
my thought.
I'm going to say the Raiders defensive line gobbles them up.
You think so?
I think
I don't know. He moves. He moves.
Yeah, these Max
He
Crosby,
moves.
Ngakwe. You got also Jonathan Abrams probably
Do they
coming
have?
down.
Now, do these guys have speed? Do these guys do they have good speed on them? Do you think they can chase them down? That's
Yeah,
the thing. The Steelers defense builds for speed. They like to chase people down, and that's what I think defenses need to have
I think
nowadays.
when I'm thinking about last season and that defensive line and how much, because we did go against guys who were coming out of the pocket and stuff, right?
No.
I think they need to be more disciplined. If the
Yeah.
discipline is not there, then it's not going to work. So
Yeah.
of course, like you said, bottling up the quarterback. I think the main issue last season was missed tackles. Oh my God, missed tackles everywhere. So if we could tackle really good in this game, I think we got it.
Okay.
All right, Chase.
Okay.
Who you got next? Who you got next?
Another tough one. This is another tough. We have to keep in mind we have the toughest schedule in the NFL this next season. Um, this is
Welcome to our
against the
house.
Seahawks. I know. This is against the Seahawks. So we're going against the
Ooh,
Seattle Seahawks in
Russell
Pittsburgh.
Wilson's still there. I don't think he's
Russell
going
Wilson's
anywhere.
still no, he's not. I just listened to an interview with Pete Carroll. He said they're good.
Yeah.
He's gonna be there. Man, it's a matchup that I think again can kind of
Ooh,
go
DK
either ways.
Metcalf, man. DK,
Beast,
bro.
dude. And like I like because the matchup I like for us is I think our defensive line versus their crappy offensive line, which they haven't really done much to fix, will cause Russell some trouble. But I don't know if we can stop DK. I just don't. I like our secondary. There's a guy back there in Minka Fitzpatrick and Joe Hayden, but I just don't care for our secondary this season. I think it's going to be a real tough one.
Well,
I want to say
Lockett too. Was it Lockett?
Yeah, Lockett's always the guy that you have to watch out for coming
That
out
guy
of nowhere.
could totally torch your secondary.
Yeah,
Especially if they're double teaming DK. Whew.
Yeah, which they will do. They'll have to, I feel like. And that's where he's going to have himself some good games. I'm going to say, I hate saying it because I want to say we can win, but I think we'll lose. I think we'll lose probably by like 3 points. I think they'll really put up a very close game, but it'll be by like 3 points. I say like a high scoring, so I'll go 27-30, I'll go 27-30, probably around there. So I'll say we lose that one.
What I can't remember. Did they keep Carson in Seattle? I can't remember the running back. I think they had.
Yes, they did. They did. They kept Chris Carson, and when he's on there, he's good. He has a little bit of injury.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yeah,
I had him
last
year. Yeah,
he's good. He's a good player. The Seattle Seahawks. They're a really good team. It's just they like shoot themselves. I think they overthink this shit sometimes. Where they try to play too. They try to do too cute. They try to be too cute on some of the plays.
Yeah.
They just don't really. I know Pete Carroll likes to run the ball, but they let Russell cook last season. So and then sometimes it was good in the beginning. Who did that burn out real quick though? And then if DK gets frustrated, this guy is just not the same DK. When he gets frustrated and he's not getting the yards,
he struggles.
Kind of reminds me of T.O. a little bit. Maybe even Chad.
He plays with a lot of emotion. Like DK Metcalf, if you watch from like his draft when he got drafted, when he got was in a combine, like this dude was crying a lot because this dude plays with serious emotion, and it's great sometimes, and other times it's not. Like if he's down on himself, he's really going to kick himself down.
I'm gonna go 17-14 Seattle.
Okay, I am struggling with that one, but I say we lose to it too. I'm gonna say we
I just think talent alone on Seattle, they're able to win some of these, like some of the games on talent alone.
It's all on talent of Russell Wilson. Let's be honest. Like Russell Wilson is maybe the best quarterback in the league. We just don't know, but like I think he carries his team more than any other quarterback. He carries that team so much farther than any other quarterback.
But he definitely needs help on like the play calling aspect.
Offensive line. He does.
Well, you know what? I don't even like to give the offensive line so much shit because Russell Wilson is running all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
He's going out. He's trying to extend these plays all the time. So how much can you do as an offensive lineman, when this fucker keeps going outside the box? So, but I'm going to stick with my score. I'm going to say that the Seattle Seahawks do win that one. So for us, I'm gonna talk about both games, and that's the Raiders versus the Broncos. And I think we agree that the Broncos are just gonna kind of stink this year if they don't get Aaron Rodgers. So I'm gonna say the Raiders take both games. And I think the Raiders, it just depends on how the Raiders are. Even now that we're going, to an October game, it just depends on how much they gel, on how much chemistry they have, because it's all about chemistry. It's all about, getting better along the season. You see that all the time. You see teams that could start off strong, 5-0, and then they absolutely, like we have done it for the last 2 years. We've gone 6-3, and then we absolutely collapse. So it's really going to depend. But against the Broncos, I feel like the Broncos are not back in their Super Bowl days, like with Peyton Manning. Of course, I don't think they have the same defense. I just think they're not there yet. So I think the Raiders easily beat the Broncos. Both games. I think that it's 2-0 for the Raiders. So that's my thoughts on that one. I think if they do their big, because like I said, the Raiders could always go to their level, which you as a Raider fan is so freaking
Annoying.
frustrating.
Trust me,
So
as a Steeler fan, they do the same shit all the time.
so
Yeah.
if that happens, I could see the Broncos winning one game, but the Raiders will bounce back. But in my eyes, I think the Raiders take both those games.
Yeah.
What's your guys' next game, Chase?
So our next game, I just had it. I believe it's a big one. Yep. So this is the biggest matchup of this year. The game I am most wanting the Steelers to win. Every year when I look at the schedule, I think of when are we going to play the Ravens, you know? I think of when are we going to play the Ravens, but this year it has changed, man. It has changed because we need to win. We need to beat the Browns. We have to beat the Brownies, especially the first game. We have to. Like, that is key because
Everybody was on them last season, and then they came together. They clicked.
Yeah, they went off. And here's the thing. I'll say this about the Browns. I've never hated them. I've always felt like they're the little brothers. They're the little brothers division. They've always been last place. They've always kind of just been there. Steelers take them down. They might get a lucky win or two. And when Baker Mayfield went there, I was excited for them. I was like, finally, they might get some dog in them. They just couldn't figure it out. And last season, they clicked, they figured it out, and they pissed me off. So I need to, that of course, I go to that playoff game that we got absolutely smoked. And hey, we played probably the worst quarter of football I have ever seen in my life. Like that, we were down. It was bad. Oh my, dude, we were down.
I think I remember when I was texting you. I was talking.
Oh yeah, you were. Oh, it was a lot of shit, and we deserved it. Like I was baffled.
It was bad, dude.
Open, dude. I was like, I've never seen this horrid of a football game, and
you guys did make a little mini comeback.
We did. In the second half, we played like how we kind of should have, and I think if we started off in the beginning, it would have been a close game, and it would have been a fight. And I think this is the first matchup against them is on Halloween. And it's going to set the tone for who can win the division. If we can beat the Browns, it's going to set the tone for who's going to. I think it's going to be the Browns or the Steelers for that division. I think the Ravens might fall down a little bit, but I think the Browns. Man, it's going to be real tough because I think the Browns are really high on themselves, and we need to kick them down a notch.
They got a lot of good pieces together too this offseason.
They did really well this offseason.
Their defense is bulked up more, and I love Myles Garrett.
Oh, he's a beast, dude. He's an absolute beast.
I want
to say like we should like as a realist, we probably lose, but I think also that the Steelers do know how to play the Browns. I think they have a lot in them. They know they need to beat the Browns. I know they have a lot of hatred for what happened last season, and I think they'll come into this game really fighting hard. And again, going back to Najee Harris, I think they're going to focus so strong on that run game. Keeping the way we beat them,
Nick Chubb, bro.
That's what I'm going to say. It's going to come down to Nick Chubb versus Najee Harris. And I'm not saying
I'm putting my money on Nick Chubb.
I'm not saying Najee Harris is better than Nick Chubb because I do Nick Chubb is Nick Chubb. But the Steelers' run defense is better than the Browns. Run defense. Last year when we did beat them the first game, we completely stuffed Nick Chubb. And that won us the game because Baker could not throw that game. He threw interception after interception.
It all depends on Baker, man. It
does.
You got Odell Beckham coming back for the Browns too.
And does that make them better or worse? Because
I think it makes them worse. Yeah,
I do too. With him on the field, they just for some reason, and I don't think it's any like his fault. I just think it's the way they run the offense. It just doesn't seem to click with Odell out there.
Well, wasn't that their first? That was the first year with the Browns.
Not last year. He's been there for 2 years.
Oh, was it 2 years? Has it been
2 years? Yeah.
Are you sure?
And he hasn't. Yeah, he has because his first year was so quiet. He didn't do anything. You're like, where is Odell?
I agree though. I think they're worse with.
I think so too. I think they should have traded him. And I love Odell. I think he's talented. I just don't think they use him right. I think for both of them, it was best for them to split. But they kept him, and I get why because he is so talented. And they gotta hope that he's going to be a stud, but. I don't know if they can't write that offense well with him, they could struggle. The
Browns are a scary team because they had injuries last season.
Yeah,
not everybody was fully healthy going into that playoff game. So, I mean, they're looking really good. I mean, it's good to know that the Browns are finally good. The fan base needs that.
They do. They deserve something.
You don't want to see a team be terrible all these years. Yeah. So and it's a good rivalry. It makes the game more
It
intriguing.
does. I love it. I love it now. The Browns, man, they're finally a rival to us. I think it's going to be an awesome game. And like I said, I think we're going to come out fighting. I think we're going to split our two games. I think we'll win that first game, putting up a fight, showing them where we're at. And then the second half of the season, we don't play them again until week 17, the second to last game. It's going to be for the division. It's going to be a fight for it. Might just be a fight for who wins the division. And I think the Browns will beat us then. I think the Browns will come out because they, like I said, they clicked at the end of last season. They'll click at the end of this season. And I think that we'll split the games. I will take the first one. They take the second.
Okay. All right. Split games
That's
on
what I
that
think.
one.
Yeah.
All right. What's the final score, Chase?
2017.
Okay. That's gonna
Kind
be
of
a
going
hard one.
basic scores. It's tough.
All right, we're gonna
No.
go through this pretty quick right now too, because my battery's
Okay.
died. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Raiders and Eagles. We have that matchup next.
I'll go
This
Raiders.
is a fun game though to me.
Yeah.
We're the ones that took Nelson Aguilar. I'm gonna miss Nelson Aguilar because I've always liked him. Even a lot of people didn't like him on the Eagles. I thought he did some good stuff with the Eagles too. But he's gone, right? So, but we still got the speedster and Henry Ruggs. This is gonna be all about speed, man. I think the Eagles are always a fast team. They always have
Yeah.
fast players. The defense is always like thinner, faster, especially in that line.
Yeah.
Was it Jalen Hurst?
Yeah, Jalen
He's gonna
Hurts.
a lot of things to prove there. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Raiders win this. I'm gonna say let's do 26-21. 26-21. It's gonna be a nice, fast-paced game. I think
Yeah.
I think the Raiders. Like I said, it just really depends on the Raiders' defense. But I think
Um,
I don't know. I think we got them. I think we got them on this one because I think the offense. I think the offense is going to come to play.
yeah, I'm not a fan of the Eagles this year. I still don't think they have enough offensive power. I don't think Jalen Hurts is the answer. I don't like their wide receiving
Their
core.
defense is not. I don't think they really have any key pieces on their defense either.
Not anymore. I think they might still
Yeah.
have Fletcher Cox. I'm not sure, but I got to give it Raiders probably like I'll give them like 30, 24, 30, 20. There. 30, 20.
Okay. Yeah, because they were bad with Wentz last year.
Yeah.
They were just very unbalanced. They're a very unbalanced team.
Yeah.
Okay. Who do you guys got next?
Bears. The Bears.
That's yeah. You were talking about your boy Fields. What do you
I
think?
like him, but he ain't beating. He ain't taking down. TJ Watt's going to cause him issues. Not only TJ Watt, but Devin Bush as a middle linebacker will cause him tons of issues. He won't. Our defense is fast. We handle Lamar Jackson. We can handle Justin Fields.
What's the final score on that?
I give us a good win. I think we'll put a good win. I'll give us I'll go 34-24.
Okay. And just to let you guys know, I'm not writing down like the wins and losses right now. So
You're
whatever
not?
we say, no. Why are you?
No.
So whatever at the end, if we say wins or losses, or whatever that record is, you guys count them out.
Yeah.
I think we'll have a winning season for sure. I think we're
Yeah.
because of the new rules and all that stuff, and the extra team going into the playoffs. I think the Raiders do squeak into that playoff spot because
He'll
it's
put
going
a
to be
fight
hard.
in it. He'll
It's
put a
going to be
fight in
hard.
it. Yeah.
So we got Raiders and Giants. Raiders win that one, 24-7. The Giants are just not. I don't believe in the Giants. Oh, they got
don't
They
think
got
upset?
Barkley back in, right?
They got some
Barkley.
weapons. They got Barkley. I feel like there's always going to be an upset in your season.
But it's Daniel Jones still as quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know if I like
That
Daniel
guy's
Jones.
horrible.
I'll say Raiders win that. I'll say
24-7 Raiders.
I'll go 24-17.
Yeah, there's really nothing to talk about on that
Don't
game.
give yourself that much credit. Don't give the Raiders that much credit.
All right, 24-4. No, I'm going to go 24-7 because I think Daniel Jones is going to struggle once again, unless they
Okay.
like pull him and they get somebody else in there. I don't think he's that great, honestly.
Yeah.
Who you got next?
Lions. Detroit Lions.
Oh, but they got Goff now.
They got golf, but that don't mean shit. They downgraded him.
I'll tell you my score right now on that one. I'll go,
No,
I'll go
that's easy.
30-14.
Yeah. 30. Yeah, I'll go like 34-14. Like I know.
The problem with the Lions is that they're always horrible. Well,
They're
not
horrible.
always,
I
but
want them to
they're
be good
just a
too.
dysfunctional team.
I want them to be good, but they're not. They're not going to be good this season.
New coach though,
New
man.
coach. It's going
New
to take a couple of
coach.
years, but he could do something. All right, what's your
Okay,
next game?
we got a rival game. This is fucking amazing. For some reason, we are the Kansas City's kryptonite, man.
You
We
guys split games with them last season, right?
I think we're the only team that beat them on the season,
I
unless
think they
got
twice.
lost.
I think they lost
They
twice,
lost at the
didn't they?
Super Bowl.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
remember if they lost. I don't want to say they
but
lost.
we beat them. We
Yeah,
beat this team that went to the Super Bowl,
you
and
did.
I'm gonna say another split on the rivalry. You know what? I'm gonna say Kansas City gets the first game. Kansas City gets the
Really?
first game.
I would think you guys get the first if I'm going to choose one, but
I think Kansas City gets it 30-20, maybe 21, and then the second game it's a little bit more closer, and we get it.
I want to
Defense might come to
say
play.
like you guys split because you guys always do seem to split with the Chiefs. You seem to be an issue for them,
We're always
but
an issue.
you guys beat them. Like I said, you split last season, right? You guys
We
beat them
should
that
have beat
one.
them the second game,
But
but
you
our
beat them.
defense was garbage.
Yeah,
Like there was blown assignments, there was missed tackles. So like
I
I said,
say
it's all about the defense this season, and I think we win
yeah.
by 3 the second game.
You guys put up a fight. I'm gonna say because this is later in the season and the Chiefs just get better as the season goes on. I'm gonna say they take both. I think they'll take both. I know the Raiders always seem to split, so I wanted to say split, but they take one early in the season. But since this is later, you're looking at the second half of the season when it gets colder. Well,
I think the Raiders.
really hard.
I think they get better.
Really hard.
At their
You
second
think
half.
so?
I think
Okay.
they finally. I think just the move of getting a new defensive coordinator makes it better. Does that fix the problems with
I get
defense?
it.
Probably not. You know.
But to me, looking at the history of both these teams, the Chiefs the last couple of years have gotten better as the season gone on. The Raiders have gotten worse as the season's gone on.
How much
That's
does
why I
that?
have
How
an
much
issue.
does that loss weigh onto Mahomes' head in Tampa? Because they didn't just lose;
Yeah.
they got embarrassed.
They got ass beat. They got their ass beat. But they went out and changed their offensive line because that was the issue. They went out and said,
Those-
we're going to make this better.
The Super Bowl curse.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
I think Tampa Bay's still a winning team, but I think KC might have I think they're still going to make the playoffs, but I don't
Yeah.
think they're going to be as good. You know, I think there's going to
Okay.
be some things that happen there.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go split on that one though. Who do you got next, Chase?
We got the Chargers. It's our turn with Justin Herbert. Another win. I mean, I like Justin Herbert a lot, but again, the Chargers just don't seem to figure it out a lot of times. They seem to struggle. They just, no matter what the talent, they've had times in the last couple of years where they've been the most talented team in this league, and they still can't seem to do anything right for some reason. And so I think the Steelers are just more of a buttoned up team. I think they'll find a way to win that game. I think it'll be close though. But
it's gonna be a shootout, I think. And I think
yeah, I agree shootout.
To me that's a 50-50. That's
Okay.
a 50-50 to me. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I think it's a 50-50.
I get it with Justin Herbert, but I go like 34-30. Like
Okay.
I give it a high scoring game because I think Justin
It's
Herbert
gonna be a
will
shootout.
cause issues.
It's gonna be a
Yeah.
shootout for sure.
I don't disagree.
This is the Thanksgiving game, baby. Raiders versus the Cowboys, and I will be attending that game.
You,
of course,
you skipped a game.
Oh, did I?
You got the Bengals.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bengals. Doc, I just want to talk about the Cowboys and Raider game already. The Bengals, another that's exciting because Joe Burrow. I do like this kid, and then they do got a young team as well. This is gonna be this. This is gonna give us trouble. I think this is the game that gives us trouble.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the Bengals win this one.
I was about to say the same thing because there's always an upset. You always play down to some teams at some point in the season.
If it's gonna be any team, I think it's gonna be this team.
I do too. I do too.
We'll go 17-14.
All right.
17-14.
26-20.
Okay. I think you're right. I think this is the team we lower our standards at, and I think they
and
beat
then
us.
Joe Burrow will make you regret it.
If he's not injured.
Yeah.
Because this is late in the season.
That's true. He could have his other broken leg.
I think the problem is the Bengals rely too much on him.
Yeah, they do.
So we'll see.
They have Joe Mixon. I don't know why the hell they do. They draft Joe Mixon 2 years in a row, and they still don't utilize the dude, even though he has talent. What the hell?
So yeah, I'll give you that one, Chase. I think Bengals could pull that upset right there.
Yeah.
Who do you
All
guys
right.
got next?
Our next game, let's see. We got the Chargers. We got the Bengals again. I'm gonna go 2-0 against them. I don't think we'll split like last year. We typically have the Bengals number. I think with Najee Harris, we just won't fall to them like we did last year
I'll
with
say
the
you guys
running
take.
game.
I'll say you guys take
Yeah.
Bengals. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think because the reason we lost the last year is because we just didn't have a running game at that point in the year, and now we got Najee Harris, and I think he'll change that. So, yeah.
So we got Raiders and Cowboys at Thanksgiving. I will be there. I want to say a win.
Do you realize that's in Dallas?
I know, but Dallas sucks.
That's
Dallas.
no, but
Dallas
no,
is the most.
I'm saying you realize that's not in Las Vegas. That's in Dallas.
Yeah, the
Okay.
tickets are cheaper in Dallas. That's
that's why you wanted to go.
Yeah, why would I go?
Oh.
Like, see, okay.
I was super.
Do I
confused.
spend
I thought
as
you
much
were
as I
gonna go-
want to go to the Raiders
Yeah.
Stadium and go watch a game, and that stadium is glorious, the Death Star.
Yeah.
It's $1,000, and I can use that $1,000 to have a whole vacation trip in Dallas.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So,
Okay.
like, I'll be there. And it's the week of my birthday, and that's like the coolest thing to go on a Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
I would love that, and so I want to say they win this game, but the problem is I think they're actually gonna tie this game.
Really?
Overtime, tie game, because the last game was thrilling when they played against Dallas, and that stupid fucking call. You know, when Derek Carr ran for the end zone and the ball, you know how the ball doesn't go. It goes behind the pylon and it's a fumble. It's so fucking dumb. That's a stupid ass rule. Well, anyway, these teams are very. I
think
these
very
teams
even.
they're so similar, right? They're so similar. Like there's so much expectations. There's so much
A
talent.
lot of expectations for the Dallas Cowboys.
I think the Raiders are a little bit better off, but like they're still very similar. I'm gonna give it an overtime tie. So you're gonna see a tie on this game.
You're calling that a tie? That's ballsy. That's a big call. Like that's hard. That's
How
rare
nuts
when
would that be on Thanksgiving?
That'd be
right?
insane. That'd be cool though. That'd be cool. I say Dallas wins. At the end of the day, like you said, they're similar, but I think Dak Prescott is more electrifying than Derek Carr. Even though I'm not the biggest Dak Prescott fan, I think he's at the end of the day.
I'm gonna be biased too right here. I'm gonna be biased. So even if it's not an overtime win, the Raiders are gonna win that game because I'm there.
Yeah, you're there.
Who do you got going on? What's the next matchup?
All right. Usually the game I look forward to most. I can't believe we had to play him so late in the season, but the Ravens. The Ravens, man.
This is deep into the season. This is like playoffs now.
Yeah, you're in December now. It's like this is where
win.
the NFC North, AFC North to me is one of the best divisions. I love our division. It could easily be Browns, Ravens, and Steelers fighting for the win of this division. So every division matchup, especially at this point in the season, really matters. Man, we got to at least split it with the Ravens, but I see a scenario where we do win both. But this game, I'll give us a win because it's at home. And again, Lamar Jackson has never been an issue for us. Lamar Jackson is not a problem. We 2-0'd him last season. But, of course, Lamar Jackson didn't play the second game because of COVID. But Ben Roethlisberger is like 5-0 against Lamar. Our defense, even the year he went MVP, we gave him so much trouble. They just don't have – Lamar just doesn't have it against us. So I say at least we win that first game.
I think the Ravens take that game.
Yeah?
I think the Ravens start getting maybe clicking a little bit towards the end. So I'll say Ravens.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll say Ravens. I'll say I say it's like one of those games where it's just kind of you just know what the outcome's going to be. There's not like a back and forth battle. It's just like determined right away. So I think it's going to be like that. Not like a blowout, but you know how like the feel of the game, you know, the offense is maybe not clicking throughout the whole game. You're like, they're not going to come back on this because it's not working. So I'm going to say the Ravens click on that game, but it's not going to be like a crazy ass blowout or anything like that.
No, it'll be a fight. It's always a fight.
So this is an interesting game. We got Raiders in Washington. I think Raiders take that. I think the Washington football team has not done anything to help themselves out. Really,
They got Fitzmagic. They got Fitzmagic, and you never know what you're going to get with
that's a
Fitzmagic.
revenge game right there for us.
You
That's a revenge
never.
game for us. Defense is going to come to play on that game. The Washington football team is going to be a bad team. I don't think they're going
You
to
think
reach the
so?
same height. I don't think they're going to reach the same
Their
heights.
their defense is a lot
Their,
better than
their
your
division was
guys'.
terrible. Their
Their defense
division
is
was
still
god
better. They
awful.
have Chase Young. Their
Yeah,
defense
but
is
one guy
better.
doesn't make it. The one guy doesn't. The team is terrible. The team is
I don't
bad
know.
on paper.
If they can, they got talent there.
They got
I like their
talent, but
coach.
that talent's not ready yet.
I don't
No
know.
way.
I can totally see Washington putting up.
Hell
a big
no.
game.
The Raiders take this 13. There we go.
Okay, sure.
Go for it. Go for it.
I like Washington. I hate their name, but I like them.
That's a stupid name.
It is
That's
so
a-
stupid.
if
They
we
won
lo-
the
that's a-
division, but
We're winning that
they got-
game. They're
I
no
like their
way
wide
we're winning.
receiver. They have what's their wide receiver? McLaurin, Terry McLaurin, great wide
Oh, yeah.
receiver, dude. I really wish he had a guy. But okay, we'll move on. We'll move on.
That's a win. That's a win.
I don't know. I'll go Washington.
It's
I'm
a
going
win,
Washington,
dude.
but I think you're
It's a
too
fucking
high.
win.
They're about the same team. Let's go. Okay, so Steelers' next game is versus the Vikings, which you never know.
You never
what
know
you're
with the
gonna get
Vikings. Yeah.
Vikings.
They still got
If-
Kirk
if-
Cousins under
is
the
your- if-
center.
If Richard's still on
Ooh,
here,
Jefferson's fucking beast.
Justin Jefferson's good. They have good wide receivers. Justin Jefferson and
Thielen.
Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook. Like their offense should be.
We do
extremely
have a
talented.
Vikings fan up in here too.
I don't know if he's still in here or not, but
Winter.
he
Richard.
yeah.
What's going on?
Richard.
I'm hoping
Richard,
the
yeah.
Vikings have a good year on defense. That's been lacking for the last few years. Honestly, your quarterback is a wishy-washy.
That's been out. Yeah, their defense is lackluster. It hasn't been good for a while, but like it's just you never like. Let me see this game. Let me see if it's a night game or not. It's a night game. It's a night game. This is either a Sunday night or Monday night game or whatever. Kirk Cousins does not play good in primetime. He just historically does really bad.
Yeah,
at
but
primetime.
we know the statistic
Steelers-
on good games
yeah.
or good teams.
Yeah. And Steelers do really good on primetime. I think this is a win. I just don't
What's the
think
score?
that-
Score.
30-24. Because Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen are hard to stop, and Dalvin Cook. Like they're going to put up points, but
Ooh, Dalvin Cook. I'll go Vikings on this one. So just because you said Dalvin Cook.
I think Dalvin.
If he's still in the game,
Hey, Najee Harris, man. All I'm saying, watch for him in your fantasy drafts.
Dalvin
He's a
Cook.
stud.
Bro. It's Dalvin.
He's not going to
Cook.
be. He's not better than Dalvin Cook, but Kirk Cousins. I'm just not a Kirk Cousins.
I'm gonna go
don't have it.
21-14 Vikings.
Okay. What the hell? Do you miss that little? Okay.
Yeah, I think the Vikings play good in that game. Raiders versus Browns. I think the Browns win the game because I think the running game's gonna really give us a problem. I think
Nick
they
Chubb.
still have Kareem. They have Kareem.
And
Hunt
this
still.
is late in. Yeah, they still have Kareem Hunt, and this is late in the season. This is for division playoffs. Like the Browns will be more ready to go, I think, than the Raiders.
Yeah, well, Raiders will still be in a good position though because they're. I think so far they have a winning record. Now that I've been talking about them this whole time.
even
But
more.
I think they'll drop. I think they'll drop against the Browns. They will not drop against the Washington Chase. Stop it. All right, let's wrap this up. What's the last couple games you got?
Okay, Steelers got the Titans, which is always a tough matchup, but we did another
That's a
good
hard
game
hitting
last.
matchup.
I don't know. I don't feel like they're going to be as good, but I do. Derrick Henry is just such a beast, but their defense is they have Bud Dupree. They have Bud Dupree now. Our outside linebacker.
What's that guy's name?
Who's a
Brown.
beast.
What's his first name?
Who's the
Titans.
defensive guy?
Titans.
Oh,
Wide receiver.
AJ Brown, beast,
Beast.
big dude. I still
I'll go
think we win.
Titans. I'll go
Okay.
Titans.
I think
I
we win.
don't. That one's a hard one though because it
It is
depends
rough.
on.
It'll
It
completely
depends
up
on
in the air.
the offense.
Last year, it
on
was
the Titans offense. Yeah.
we only won because they missed a field goal. Like that's the only reason that we won. So it's up in the air.
But you're going
on who
Steelers.
can win.
You're going Steelers.
I'm going Steelers. I still think the Steelers will have their number.
I'll go Titans. I won't give a score, but I'll say Titans.
That's fine.
But that's a 50,
Yeah.
That's a 50-50. All right.
You
So
guys-
Rich said KC. I said Broncos just because my battery's dying real quick.
Yeah, and they got Colts before before
Yeah.
you
So
have.
we had the Chargers, so the big game is the Colts.
Yeah,
Who does the
gotta give
Colts?
it.
Oh,
I
Colts has
gotta give it to
Wentz.
Colts. They have
They have
wins.
Wentz.
I gotta give it to Colts, man. I like the Colts a lot, and I
This is a
don't like.
more even matchup than I think, though.
Yeah,
Because
I don't know. Colts have a
what's
better
going to be the
defense.
factor is going to be Josh
Yeah,
Jacobs. It's going to be the running game for us because they
versus
have a good
Jonathan
running
Taylor.
game too.
Versus, I think they're both almost equally as good running backs. So I think they're both.
Wide
I think
receivers. If Henry Ruggs has a great game, we take it. If he does not have a good game or Derek Carr doesn't have a good game, we got to
Yeah.
remember Darren Waller.
Yeah, I know this all depends. Colts, I like a lot. They are so close to being a Super Bowl team. They have so much talent on the defense. They have good offense. They have good coaching. It all depends on Carson Wentz. All depends on Carson Wentz. And if there's any place that he can find his mojo and get back to what his MVP year, it's with Frank Wright and the Colts. So if he comes out to play, I gotta give it to the Colts. I think the Colts will. They're biting for a division win that this time of year. They're gonna be. And I gotta give the Colts that win. I like the Colts a lot.
I'm gonna give the Raiders the win, but not by a lot at all. It's gonna be like by 3
No,
points.
it'll be an even
Like
match.
3 points. Yeah, I'll give them
Yeah,
a win because I think the wide receiver because TJ or Ty Hilton is like older now. He's
yeah,
injury prone. Wentz is still kind of a messy quarterback. He tries to extend the play so the defense can really capitalize on that. And plus, it really depends on this year's defense on the Raiders. This whole season depends on the Raiders defense. If the Raiders defense
yeah,
is at least 10 times better than last season, and they
yeah,
tackle good, the defensive line is solid. Maybe the secondary is not as good, but as long as that defensive line is good,
yeah.
our season is going to be a winning season.
This,
We're going to go to the
yeah.
playoffs.
For the
So I say
Steelers,
we'll win. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I agree. And I think for you guys it's defense, and then okay, for our last game that doesn't include a division. Our last two games are divisional, Browns and Ravens. I've already said
Yeah.
split with the Browns. I think we beat the Ravens twice. The last game we have before them though is the Chiefs. I can try to say as much I can. Maybe put up a fight. I hope. I actually don't remember. I don't know if the Steelers have dealt with Patrick Mahomes yet. I don't remember if we played Patrick Mahomes.
I think
or
that
not.
defense will do a good job against Patrick.
I think so. I think so too. I think TJ Watt causes issues. Of course, we have Stephon Tuitt and Cameron Haywood in the defensive line. We have an awesome front seven in general. Devin Bush is our biggest comeback for next season. Devin Bush, our middle linebacker, is phenomenal. He runs sideways on that field, dude. He can keep up with Patrick Mahomes easily. So we'll put up a fight. Still a loss though. It's the Chiefs. You can't say I can't say we're going to beat the Chiefs realistically. I hope we do, but
I love how you point out. For us, it's players have to improve too. Damon Arnett, the guy we picked
yeah,
up, that dude got injured in the beginning. A lot of injuries. Hopefully we're healthy.
yeah,
David Arnett needs to step it up. Corey Littleton needs to step it up. We still have linebacking.
yeah,
We would have been nice to get a little bit more linebackers in the draft.
yeah.
So it just really depends, honestly, on our defense, and then it's questions on your offense.
See, our offense this whole season relies on one year for you
Ben.
guys. It's our deep. No, I don't think it's Ben. I still have confidence in Ben. It all relies on the running game. If we were dead
Oh, that's
last in
true.
running last year. Najee Harris has to be the key. And if our partly on our offensive line and whether or not they can block for the running game, I think Najee Harris has the talent to do it. And this is going to be really offensive line and offensive coordinating on whether or not they plan it out well. But here's the thing, Ben Roethlisberger with an offensive line, his record is like 101 wins, 20 losses, and 1 tie. Without a running game, he is 50 and 52. He loses whenever they
You're absolutely
run
right.
with 100 yards or more, they win.
Well,
Whenever
that's
they run with 100 yards or less, they're most likely going to lose. And
absolutely
so
right. Ben is not. You don't give. Ben can't carry the damn
he
team anymore.
cannot win throwing 50. He threw 68 times, 60 in the Browns game.
So bad.
But it's partly on the fact that we were down 28-0 by the first quarter. But still, you cannot win a game with him throwing that many times. As good as he is, that's not a winning record. We lose whenever we do that. We have to have a running game. So this season, if we lost a lot this season, it was a hard off season to see, but Najee Harris and they made work to making our running game better, and that's the hope. If we can get our running game better, we can put ourselves in contention again and put ourselves in division winning football.
There's a lot of questions for both our teams going forward to this
Yeah,
next season. Wins or losses, I think it's going to be. We really we'll know the picture maybe in the first 3 games on where this is at, where the
yeah,
defense is doing, the offense is doing. But it's going to be a beautiful season. I'm glad that football's back. Fantasy football's
yeah.
coming back as well.
Oh
Raiders
yeah,
get that full capacity. The people are it's so much better with people in the crowd,
yeah.
and live events. It's just so
I'm
much
excited
better.
to go back to a game this year.
Oh hell yeah! So that's gonna do it. I know we've kind of speed through that a little bit at the end.
Yeah,
Gonna
fine.
have to put on a charger next time. But thank you guys for listening. We'll be doing more of these casts. This Black and Yellow podcast where we talk Steelers and football, and then we also talk
Yeah.
about Raiders football, and just the 2 teams coming together until we meet on our matchup.
Hell
So.
yeah.
Thank you guys. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Chase, where can we find you at Twitch?
Yeah, so you can find me at Overdue Bobcat 50. It's all
Awesome.
together, capital O.
Awesome.
Overdue Bobcat 50.
And you can find me here at Dan the Man Reviews, where we not only talk about sports, we talk about movies, TV, all that
Yeah.
good stuff, anime. But we will be discussing sports a lot now that the season is upon us and moves are being
Yes.
made and schedule is out. So look forward to that. Thank you, Overdue, aka Chase.
Thank you, Dan the Man.
Until